Hello and welcome to Heart Check. I see that my laptop is a little wonky, so before I get us going, let me just fix that. Oh, sorry guys. Whew. Here we go. There we go. There we go. Oh goodness. And I'm wearing new glasses today. Aren't they amazing? I don't actually need prescription glasses. These are blue light blocking glasses. So. Oh, how is your heart today? Let's take some deep breaths together. Thank you for joining me today for Heart Check. As you may know, I am really into the book of Genesis, specifically the creation story. There's so much about that story that just says so much about the human experience today. And as I often say, the Bible tells the story of humanity as it relates to God. And the Genesis creation story is just so clearly that. Two humans are created, and God interacts with these humans in a very particular way. And a lot of other things happen in that story as well. And I want to share just some thoughts about one of my favorite parts. And that is the part where God has decided that the earth creature that God created needs a companion, needs a partner. And so God goes to Adam and says, I want to make you a companion. And so God presents, so I also, so you know, this is coming from Genesis chapter 2, around about verse 18 or so. And so God says to Adam, I want to make you a companion. And so here are some ideas that I'm having. And so God creates all of these animals and presents them one at a time to Adam, and Adam rejects them all. And I love that. I love that, like God is over here like, I'm going to make this yak. Maybe Adam will like this yak. And God takes it to Adam, and Adam is like, a yak? No thanks. And then God makes something that look like an elephant, and God takes this elephant looking thing to Adam, and Adam says, an elephant as a companion? I don't think so. And the story goes and the story goes. And what we know is that the end of that story is that God forms another human being out of Adam's rib. And it says here, none of them proved to be a fitting companion. So Yahweh made the earth creature fall into a deep, deep sleep. And while it slept, God divided the earth creature in two, then closed up the flesh from its side. Yahweh then fashioned the two halves into two people and presented them to one another. I love this story of Adam rejecting God's ideas for companionship, because I believe that often we get presented with ideas that seem like a good idea, like it looks good on paper, and it's maybe hard to say no to. Like maybe God presented a kitten, to Adam, and Adam was like, "It's so cute, but not for a companion for me for long term." And so I love the idea that we can reject these things that might look like great ideas. And especially as we're going into kind of a new era of doing our lives. Many churches and organizations are talking about going back to hybrid events and hybrid worship. And we're looking at new ways to connect with each other. The pandemic has been great for folks who, and I'm in this camp sometimes, for folks who can't always make it out of the house to go to a thing. And so they've, been given opportunities to attend events that normally wouldn't be accessible. And that's part of what this ministry is here, is an opportunity to reach far and wide, to connect with folks and to talk about healing ourselves and hope and liberation and all of those things that I love so much. So as we're going into new ways of being, as I say, as we're going into this new experimental world, I want to encourage you. You do not have to say yes to everything. You don't even have to be excited about post-pandemic life. You don't have to want things to go back to the way they were. In fact, they probably shouldn't, and they're not actually going to, no matter how hard some people may try. You don't have to want to go back to in-person church or in-person work. There's no shame in wanting to be at home. There's no not working if you're not at the office. That's just not a thing. So I just want to put that spirit in you that saying no to things that you're just not sure about or don't just quite sound right to you, but also saying yes to the things that do, is an important part of your liberation. It's imperative to your healing. And it will send you on a path of love and joy and grace. Thank you for this day, oh Lord. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, oh Lord. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for this day, oh Lord. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, oh Lord. Thank you for this day. This healing, healing day. This healing, healing day. Thank you for joining me today for Heart Check, and I hope you'll join me next week. Tomorrow at 3:00 on IG Live, I'm going to be live with none other than Kevin Garcia. Please look up Kevin Garcia and see what their ministry is doing these days. It's amazing, and I would love to have you join me tomorrow, 3:00 Eastern Time, on IG Live to hear from Kevin Garcia. Sunday, I'll be right back here on YouTube Live with a moment of hope. And friends, all this is made possible by the Patreon community. If you will please go to patreon.com/Rebecca Stevens Walter, and there's a link in the description of this video. And so you can go right there and you can be a sponsor of this ministry. You can be making sure that this ministry is sustainable and sustained. And, that is just like an amazing gift. And for me, it means that I get to do the work that I love and I get to share it with you. Thank you again for joining me today. I hope your heart is warm. I hope your heart is filled. I hope that you have the time to take care of your heart that you need. And in the meantime, I'll see you on the internet.